The two of them laughed until their bellies were sore. They both tried to stop, but that made them laugh more, their faces glowing with laughter and glee. Just there at that moment was a sight be seen. Out of the tree stump, and all through the trees, the sound of new friendship rode on the breeze. Their happiness brought life to all that it touched. Who knew that their joy could influence so much? It gave strength to the seedling to push through the ground, and volume to the bees who were humming around. The flowers were brighter, the berries grew strong, all because of the laughter they'd paint in their song. Ava looked at this creature. What could she be? She watched as she laughed whilst she bounced in her seat. She observed her hands, and she observed her nose. She observed her feet and her oddly shaped toes. She thought for a moment. At home was a doll. And then she asked Isabel, "Are you a troll?" "A troll?" exclaimed Isabel. "My goodness, child, no. I am a tree keeper. I help things to grow. A troll is a grumpy, hideous thing. It has no love to give and has no joy to bring. A troll feasts in happiness when preying on others. No love for itself and no love for its brothers. A troll will saturate all worldly resources, and if it can't get it easy, then it just forces." "Oh," said Ava, who was a little subdued. "I can see that inside you. I have started a feud. I'd better be going now. I didn't mean to intrude. I'm terribly sorry if you think I've been rude." Ava put her cup down and ran back through the tunnel, and then climbed out of the hole where she fell from the funnel. She ran back through the mud and back through the bushes. She ran through the reeds and she ran through the rushes. She ran through the farm and she sat on the porch. She could feel on her legs where the wood was sun-scorched. "Ava, darling, it's time for tea," was the call from her mother as she buttered green beans. Ava went indoors knowing what to expect. "Goodness me, Ava, look at that dress." Early next morning, Ava had school. She wanted to tell her friend Millie, but she felt like a fool. She would probably just laugh till she fell off her chair, and all the other kids would stand and just stare. Ava decided it was best not to say. So dreaming and gazing, she spent most of that day. She dreamed about sinking down in the shoes. She dreamed about fireflies and Isabel's booze. Her face was all smiley, some would say gleaming, but then instant sadness. As she thought, was I just dreaming? The school bell rang. Her lessons had ended. She hadn't listened that day. She had simply pretended. Ava packed up her things as quick as she could and ran like a bullet back into the woods. She wasn't sure where to go, so she followed the breeze. She stopped and she listened to the hum of the bees. She asked the sun for help and followed its rays until there at last was Isabel's place. There it was, the very same tree, the very same hole, but this time boot-free. Ava climbed down and expected to fall, but this time nothing happened at all. "Hello! Oh. Isabel, are you in? I'm sorry about yesterday. Where do I begin? I was in such a muddle, I'd had quite a scare. But I've come back now, Isabel, because I really do care. I care about magic, the earth, and all nature. I care about helping the inspired creator. I want to help keep the salty seas blue. Oh, Isabel, Isabel, where are you?" But all was quiet, barely a sound. No noise of catastrophes at all below ground. The floor wasn't moving. Had Isabel gone? Or had Ava been dreaming it up all along? Ava was angry, tired, and sad. To think she'd been stupid, by gosh, made her mad. Magic's not real, so many times I've been told. And here I am like an idiot, at almost 8 years old. If Millie could see me, she would call me a dummy and say, "Look at me, baby Ava, I want my mummy." As Ava walked homewards, she kicked out at sticks. She hit out at bushes and even threw bricks. She was really upset and just wanted to scream. But instead she sat down on some rocks by the stream. She let her head hang and just stared at the floor. A tear or two fell, and then a few more. When she lifted her head, the woods had grown dark. But then Ava saw a firefly spark. She sprung to her feet and ran after the light. It was easy to follow in darkness of night. The firefly darted, danced and zoomed. Then from up in the trees a happy voice boomed. "Why, Ava, why so long did you take? My feet have so many splinters now, for good's sake. Up here hours I have now been. I keep really still, so me cannot be seen. But at least me now know this hiding place must be good, 'cause finding me sooner, you would if you could." Ava looked up and saw Isabel grinning, but the way that she talks had Ava's head spinning. "Find you hiding place? Splinters? Isabel, why must things be so confusing? Although your character, I confess, is strangely amusing. But I'm out in the dark. I didn't know where you were. I went to your tree. It's all blocked up with dirt. I got really upset. All this anger I feel. I thought I was silly. I thought you weren't real." Isabel listened with an excited obsession. To feel things is good, for you to learn from my lesson. Ava was lost, and all she could say was, "But what lesson have I learned from you hiding away?" Isabel looked shocked with her eyes really wide. She let out a large burp, and then calmly replied, "You never know what needs looking for until it is gone. So don't take for granted each morning its song. You went to my tree, me not there. You felt scared. When was the last time you told someone you cared?" Ava froze for a second, those words ringing true. She felt quite embarrassed because she didn't have a clue. Her heart felt heavy and thumped in her chest. She knew she hadn't given everyone her best. The more she thought about it, the clearer things got. Her face turned pink and her cheeks became hot. She was feeling embarrassed because deep down she knew. She argued at home more than she said, "I love you." "Oh, Isabel, why thank you. You're definitely right. I'll come again tomorrow, but for now it is good night. It's already dark. My parents will be worried." Down from the tree, quickly Isabel scurried. "Go on, Ava, darling, my little Ava miss. Run home now quickly and give your parents a kiss. And remember the morale and point to my game. If you don't appreciate, then you don't complain. Once it's gone, and it fills you with pain, especially if only you is to blame." Ava had already turned and ran off. Isabel smiled with her arms held aloft. When Ava got home, she was as good could be, and she enjoyed telling stories over the table at tea. Her mum and dad were smiling. Their daily troubles went away, and to see how much it meant to them to hear their daughter say, "I love you, Mummy and Daddy." Lo! When Ava went to bed that night inside, she felt happy, loved and warm. She heard her parents laughing, which was quite different from the norm, as she laid her head down on her pillow. For the first time she understood just how incredibly powerful she could be by doing good. After school the next day, Ava went to Millie's for tea. They both ate their favorites, fish, chips and peas. When they had finished and licked clean their dish, they took a net from the shed and went to catch fish. Each took a jam jar to put their catches inside. As the jars became fuller, so did their pride. It was time to go home. It was getting quite late. Ava walked Millie back to her gate. "See you tomorrow. I had so much fun. We're amazing at fishing. We caught an absolute ton." As soon as they'd parted, Ava turned and quick darted back into the woods to the tree it all started. She ran her hands over its bark as she felt for a door. But again, the entrance came from a hole in the floor. The tree roots moved and created a clearing. Out shone a dim light, cozy and endearing. "Hello, hello." She heard Isabel calling, banging and clattering as she made her way, falling. She threw open the door with her arms held out wide. "Ava, my darling," she shouted, "come on inside." Ava stepped in and was gripped in a hug. "I've made fresh nettle tea. Come in, grab a mug." "Ooh, so what you been doing, my long-legged pal? Has today been amazing, my very best gal?" Ava laughed and really felt blessed to be sat there with this excitable mess. "Oh yes, Isabel, I've been out catching fish. Here, I've brought you two. They're called Rainbow and Wish." From out of her satchel, Ava took the jam jar. She put it on the table. "They're for you, here you are." Ava was beaming, she felt really good. But inside of Isabel, anger was boiling her blood. She knew Ava meant well, and her intentions were pure. So she said, "I have two stories. Which do you like more?"